Hello everyone! In this video, we will be showing you the most mysterious continent on Earth, and the only one that people did not set foot on until the 19th century. You all already know what it is, don't you? Yes, Antarctica. This is a land that has been icebound for a long time, and is as large as China and India combined. What is hidden under that ice? Is it an alien base? Or is it a Nazi remnant hiding out? Or perhaps dinosaurs? Or perhaps the remains of an ancient civilization, a line that cannot be dismissed? Maybe it's something more realistic, more ordinary, but it may be no less interesting. Welcome to this channel. We will now reveal all such mysteries. We're off to a good start. What cannot exist in Antarctica? Antarctica is the setting for many of the conspiracy theories swirling around the world. That's right, it is a vast area, yet few people have ever been there. You will never have the opportunity to visit the world's southernmost continent unless you are a scientist or rich enough to afford a cruise to Antarctica, which can be quite expensive. There is actually still very little we know about Antarctica. If even the scientists are on the same page, the average person would even be more so. People tend to fill in the gaps in their knowledge with plausible fantasies. To understand what is and is not possible in Antarctica, let us begin with a brief review of its geologic history. There is no point in digging too deeply into the past here, so let's start with the age of the dinosaurs. Pangaea, which was a single supercontinent, broke up during the Jurassic period. Then Antarctica became part of the Gondwana continent, along with present-day Africa, Australia, South America, and the Indian subcontinent. The continent of Gondwana would also gradually break up, and the African and Indian subcontinents were the first to do so. But at the time of the extinction of the dinosaurs, the other three continents, including Antarctica, were still connected. It was not until the end of the Eocene and the beginning of the Oligocene that the Antarctic continent finally separated. First, the Australian continent left 40 million years ago. Then, 10 million years later, the Drake Passage was created and widened, separating Antarctica from South America. In the Eocene, Antarctica looked nothing like it does today. It had vast grasslands and forests, and was home to a variety of animals, including the major species of the large fauna known as megafauna. But when it was completely cut off from the South American and Australian continents, a cold Antarctic circumpolar current formed in the ocean surrounding Antarctica. And from then on, it gradually became colder and colder. This led to the formation of the first permanent polar cap with year-round ice cover. The polar caps have expanded over the subsequent million years, but organisms do not readily give up their habitat. 15 million years ago, nearly all of Antarctica was already covered with ice. In some places, however, trees such as the Nankyoku beach were still growing. These were the last remnants of the once lush forests. Antarctica as we know it today is a cold, icy wasteland, almost devoid of life on land, with only a few coastal species. But it took this shape not much earlier than about 3 to 4 million years ago. Here is the unfortunate news. Because of precisely these circumstances, it is logically impossible for dinosaurs to have lived under the Antarctic ice. They were extinct long before the glaciers formed. Also, let's not talk about alien bases such as the Nazi Third Reich or humanoid reptiles here. After all, we are a very serious culture channel. Back to the point. Then, what is there? Amazing creatures. As the study of Antarctica progresses, amazing mysteries hidden in the thick ice are being revealed. For example, a few years ago, incredible creatures were discovered at the bottom of the ocean under hundreds of meters of ice. Scientists have captured images showing bacteria, sponges of various shapes that resemble some kind of alien, and hydras. Hydras are invertebrates that go through polyp and jellyfish forms during their lifetime. They live in an environment that is nearly isolated from the rest of the world, ice-enclosed seawater. This discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The scientific community had been convinced that life could not possibly exist under these conditions. What I mean is that, first of all, sunlight cannot penetrate through the thick layer of ice. Thus, plants that perform photosynthesis, the basis of most ecosystems, cannot exist either. That was the reason why they were convinced that there was no life. Truly, the deep sea, such as the Mariana Trench, is a much harsher environment where even light does not reach, but life does exist there. But it is in the plankton and organic debris that continue to pour down from above that sustains it. But there is nothing like that under the Antarctic ice. The presence of organisms found under the ice indicates that there is still much we do not know about the Antarctic biosphere. Particularly in Antarctica, creatures are being found in places that we never expected to find them at all. An example of this is a subglacial lake. Lakes. Subglacial lakes of Antarctica are perhaps the most famous of the continent's true mysteries. It is estimated that there are more than 400 subglacial lakes combined that are currently known, but actually, there are probably many more. The largest of the subglacial lakes in Antarctica is Lake Vostok. It exists under a 4-kilometer thick layer of ice and has been isolated from its surroundings for millions of years. The lake itself is 1.5 kilometers deep. Lake Vostok is a natural wonder that could only exist in Antarctica. The water in the lake is extremely cold at 10 degrees Fahrenheit and is under tremendous pressure of 300 atmospheres. The sun's rays do not illuminate Lake Vostok's smooth surface. It is impossible to break through 4 kilometers of thick ice. In the past, many experts completely dismissed the possibility of life in Lake Vostok and similar lakes. Recent discoveries have shown that it is very possible. Because we have not yet been able to reach the lakes due to ice, we have not yet been able to investigate whether or not there is actually life there. However, some of the preliminary results are promising. Bacteria have been found in the layers of ice surrounding the lake. Furthermore, life has been found to exist under similar conditions, such as the bottom of an ocean where the surface is covered with ice. We may be on the verge of discovering an amazing biosphere that has been isolated and independent of the surrounding world for at least 4 million years. Volcanoes. The topography of Antarctica is as mysterious as its biosphere. Most of the continent is covered with a massive ice sheet, which makes it extremely difficult to study in detail the landforms beneath the ice, such as mountain ranges, valleys, and plains. In particular, it is not yet known exactly how many mountains there are in Antarctica. It was not until 1958 that the mountain massif Vinson and the mountain of the same name, Vinson Massif, the highest peak in Antarctica, were discovered there. And in 2017, scientists at the University of Edinburgh were shocked to discover a group of volcanoes hidden under the ice. After counting, they found 91 volcanoes there, but in fact, there could be more. Today, there do not appear to be any active volcanoes under the glaciers of Antarctica. This is very good news. Rather, the ice is firmly acting as a plug, but this cannot last forever. According to one report, global warming could wake up the volcanoes. If this happens, it could be a disaster. Because once there is an eruption, it will melt all the ice on top of the volcano. There is a possibility of tsunamis and floods due to the large amount of water flowing into the ocean. In a word, let's take better care of nature. That is what we are saying. This is the end of this video. Of course, what we have presented here is not all of the Antarctic mysteries we wanted to share with you. If you are interested in this topic, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. We will consider producing a sequel depending on your requests. For now, thank you again for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, like us, and don't forget to share this episode with your friends on social networking sites, and leave your feedback in the comments section. Goodbye for a while. See you again. Goodbye.